You're listening to Productivity Monsters in the Morning. We are the energy volt your real estate business needs to get you up and out and excited and productive for the day. We go over trending topics and things that really matter in the market of the moment. Here are your hosts, Tiffany Hampton and Brooke Silva. Good morning.
Good morning.
I can't believe it's December.
I know.
And I got to tell you, have you ever received a small gift and it made you laugh so hard and it brought so much joy to your life? And I'm about to show you the most New England gift I've ever received.
And then I'm going to have to share mine. Go, you first. That is adorable.
This is a can, koozie, or bottle, or, my hands are always cold, right? So, even drinking a water bottle my hands get, so cold. My husband bought this for me, and I don't think I've stopped laughing at it. I don't know what it is about this silly little parka.
It's the flannel.
It's a
so
parka.
Yeah.
It's a parka. And I now keep this on my desk even when it's not in use because of the joy it brings me, and it's perfect for December, and it turns anything into a sippy cup too.
Yeah. So I love it. So there's this person in my life who pays attention to my words, and we were talking about how I think better in flip-flops, and my feet were cold. And this person just happened to buy me flip-flop socks. Who would have even thought that there were flip-flop socks? Really?
I don't know who you're talking about, but I'm glad you're enjoying them.
I am loving them. My son laughs at me every time I do it. And it's just watching him laugh at me as a 15-year-old boy is worth it all.
You know what's funny is you and I are young moms in our heads. We were young moms anyway. And I think it makes us really cool older kid parents. And now that I have a 6-year-old and the older boys, I think we are still so young-minded and energized by certain things. But yeah, I am so glad you enjoyed those flip-flops. And for those of you who cannot picture these in your head, it's literally socks for people who wear flip-flops with the thing so that she doesn't have that weird
that horrible sock thing. I hate it. and the fact that somebody actually created those to make my life better, and then you thought about me, love and appreciation. Thank you.
Well, it's my goal to make you happy and bring more smiles to your life.
Yes. I did smile, and I do smile. All right, my friend. So today we're continuing on, and we're talking about the countdown to 2023. And yesterday we really talked about, what goals did you hit? What goals no longer apply? What goals did you just fall off track with? And today we're gonna continue that conversation, and we're gonna sort. So our affirmation for the day is, I will finish 2022 strong.
I love that, because you know what? No matter where you are in your goals, it doesn't matter because there's still days left. Don't count yourself out for the year now, because the activities you do today are going to influence your business and your goals another day. The sales world is never fast for what we do. You reap the rewards later, much later sometimes, especially depending if you're in commercial, residential. Those goals are changing as well. The market's changing constantly.
Yes. And when we think about it, we put this big hoopla around, it's 2022 turning 2023. And yet at any given day, we can literally change the trajectory of our lives. So
yeah. And it's why I love the 12-week year so much, because it takes all that emphasis off of end of year.
Yep.
We don't need to live that way. We don't need to set that goal of, oh my God, it's the end of the year and now you're panicking and scrambling, because today what you've got for them are 3 simple ways to really make sure that the goals you set last year, we're adjusting and celebrating.
So today you're going to sort your goals, right?
Ooh.
So yesterday you took away all the goals that don't apply anymore. They're gone. Your life changed. They don't apply. Today, you're going to look at, okay, the goals that are still in play. What did you achieve? What are you on track with? And what are you off track with?
And priority is important. We talk about it in the one thing, and in our classes, it's what is the one thing you could do that by doing so would make everything else easier or unnecessary.
Right.
In priority, we don't love task lists, but they are sometimes necessary to become success lists to make sure we're on track. And sometimes the goals, and we talked about this yesterday, you've hit them, but you're not tracking, so you don't realize it.
Right. So let's celebrate. What have you achieved this year? So when you go back and you were a good studious person and business owner, and you wrote down your goals. So when you look at those goals, what did you achieve that you may not have realized you achieved?
And we have so many reports available to us. Sidebar real quick. If you're at KW, reach out to your leadership about how to use some of the reports that are there, because everything is tracked. Everything is tracked through MLS and everything is tracked through our systems. So you may not realize some of the reports that are available to you, like multi-year trends, if you've been here a while, where you can see all kinds of changes month over month, year over year. And that's like the nerdiest happy thing.
I do love my reports.
I do too. I love data. Data is so important. It provides us with patterns, and patterns are important no matter what world you're in.
Absolutely. So you've identified what you've achieved. Who should you share that achievement with?
Everyone.
Your family, your friends, like who's important to you that you should, because you know what we don't do a lot of? We don't do a lot of celebrating with others. We do a lot of, I didn't hit my goal. I suck as a human being. Why didn't I accomplish this? And yet we spend a lot of time there and not a lot of time celebrating.
You and I did this recently. We were with a group of agents and we asked them, where are you going to go out to celebrate with your family or friends when you cap?
Right.
When and if you don't understand capping, we'll go over a different thing. But one of the people at the table said to us, oh, I did, and I really didn't do anything. And you and I were like,
right,
let's celebrate right now. You deserve to celebrate that. That's a huge accomplishment. And, they were the last person to speak. And everybody was saying where they would go big, big places, big restaurants that are usually out of budget for everyday, quick stops or meals. And it made an impact on that agent that they didn't celebrate.
Well, why wouldn't you celebrate? Why does society shun us when we celebrate?
And one of the questions, we have an agent who this year created a team, and she's a top agent. ALC really is an all-in player when it comes to Keller Williams and the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. And she was creating a team retreat. And one of the things we talked about was making sure she celebrated all the people how they wanted to be celebrated, and all the small accomplishments, not just the big wins across the board. And we actually time blocked for her to assess each individual on the team in her, okay, what was assigned to them? How have they hit their goals? Are they going extra? What's going on in their personal life? I can help cheerlead for them. And she made it part of her business plan to show appreciation and celebrate with them. And I thought that was huge. Because sometimes we forget to celebrate everything. We have to celebrate all the things that lead to the big things.
And, we're finishing the month of gratitude, right? Although gratitude should be an everyday thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because, we don't want to celebrate. Mm-hmm. And many of us have programming that we don't share what we're grateful for.
Yeah. And man, and if you've taken Bold or over the month, I received so many wonderful text messages and sent cards and text messages this month. And that felt great. So why don't we continue that year round is fascinating, because man, do I feel better. And I know my business was moving forward and in a different way, building relationships.
Yeah, I don't know. All right. So what did we achieve?
Mm-hmm.
What are we on track for? If we continue taking the steps we're taking, at the end of when the clock strikes midnight, we will have reached our goal, right? And then where are we off track?
Right. And that's not a bad.
No.
That is we got to stop thinking of not hitting my goals as a negative thing, because that negativity is going to pull us down. We need to reassess those off targets. And what do I need? Do I need leverage? Do I need education and training? What do I need?
Right. And so the stuff that we're on track with, keep going, keep it on your schedule, make it happen. The stuff that you're off track with, create a priority list.
Yes.
What activities do you have to take on to get yourself back on track in those items? Because here's the deal. We talk about momentum all the time. What will your momentum look like if you are purposeful about that? And what will your momentum look like as you turn into 2023 because you've taken that priority list and really pushed forward?
You know, and you talk about sharing. So often the world of agents, as a solo agent, they consider it lonely. And I know when my husband was in it, like, I didn't truly understand his goals before I came to KW, because he wasn't sharing those goals. He just thought if I put my head down, if I grind, if I hustle, and I get to a certain place, everything will be great. But because I wasn't along for the ride, it actually hurt us. And a lot of times when spouses start to get involved in real estate and you become a husband and wife team, then a lot of stuff becomes clearer. But if you're not sharing your goals with your family about why you're doing certain things, all of a sudden now you're just, mom's gone. Mom's gone all the time. Mom works all the time. Mom loves work too much.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you asked my grandbabies what's my favorite thing in life, and they're like, work. It is one of my favorite things.
Right.
I have two favorite things. I have my family and I have my work. And I'm so thankful to say that I love what I do. And yet it needs to, yeah.
I know when Hope asks, Mommy, what's your favorite thing in the world? I always say, you guys, coffee, cooking, right? Like, I never include my work stuff in that, because while I love what I do, oh my goodness, never have I ever felt so comfortable and excited to be somewhere. There I am. And I make sure to never say anything work related when the littles ask me. And I've always brought them along for work as well. So they're involved. They've always been involved and they love it. So they help keep me on target. And when I talk about those goals with them, it's also really refreshing sometimes to hear my husband's thoughts or opinions on other ways to achieve those goals, or, the I do, we do, it does, they do it. He's like, well, why would you do that if you have a person that can do X, Y, Z, or we can take that off your plate? Or, oh, is it refreshing for an outside? Ugh.
Yeah. Well, and I feel that when your family and your business are both in line, your life is better.
It is. And they're excited for me. And now while they might not understand what I do, you ask Hope, what does your mommy do? Oh, she's a nerd. She's a nerd. That's what she does for work. Yeah, she's a nerd. They don't get it. And it's hard to explain what we do sometimes and the impact we make when you're not in this world. But showing them those lists of goals is huge. So then my tech action for you guys today is actually a non-tech action, unless you want to make it one. But you've got to put it to paper somewhere and color code it. I'm not going to tell you what the colors mean. Pick what makes your soul happy.
Make your achievements your favorite color.
Right, but we've got to get it out. We've got to get it out and get it somewhere where you can. And it's amazing. As soon as you start, the hardest part is getting the piece of paper out and then finding a pen in my house. But put it out on paper, because I promise you, once you start one or two, it will start coming. The hardest part, like I said, is pulling the piece of paper out and getting it down. But write 2022, write the achieved, on track, off target, or get 3 pieces of paper. But we've got to get it out so that you can realign, I guess, or see how much bigger you can make your goals next year.
Right. Well, and what's it do for your brain, right? It gives you space. And we talk about what our subconscious does to us.
Yep.
Once it's out of your brain and on paper, your subconscious doesn't have as much control.
It doesn't. And I have to use tools like that where I keep a notepad by my bed, because now that it's just there, I never use it. But if something popped into my head and I needed to put it on paper, it's there. I time block brain dumps to just, you can tell when I'm brain dumping because you probably get 80 emails.
Oh yeah, like last night, and then you were like, I'm done for the day. I'll talk to you in the AM.
Right, but there are certain people I can do that with. There's certain people I can't. You're one of my people. But you just got to get it out. And then you can put it into Excel or Google Sheets or a Word doc or an email, something that then you can manipulate it into the different places in your business world. And don't forget to subscribe to the 20percenter.com. That's where a lot of this great information is coming from. If you haven't picked up the one thing, put it on your holiday list, put it on your wish list. It's a book you will cherish and use forever.
Right. And, we just finished the One Thing series. And what was great about teaching it is literally I was doing chapter by chapter, and I was able to really define, and I probably picked it up and read all or part of 15 times over the course of the last couple of years. And this time around, obviously, and you said it yesterday, those words meant something different because I was in a different place, right?
Exactly.
So some of these books that we share with you, reading them 15, 20, 30 times is okay, because you're never in the same place when you read that book.
Well, so read the book. Write it down. 3 things: achieved, on track, off target. That's it. And just start writing, and the rest will come, we promise.
Yes. All right, my friend.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.